Good morning friends. Today we will study the chapter of quadratic equations. What is a quadratic equation? Equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. This equation has two roots. What are roots? Roots are two values that is satisfy the given equation. Let us see some examples of quadratic equations. First one, x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 and 2x square plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Both the equations are of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. I hope now you are familiar with the standard form of equation. The roots for this equation can be found out by two methods. One is factorization method and second is the standard formula. But for competitive examinations, factorization method is useful because it can be used if the values are small as well as big. Now let us study factorization method. Equation A is the standard form of the quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and equation B is x square minus 5x plus c is equal to 0. Now for better understanding, I am comparing the equation B with standard equation A. So the value of A is equal to 1 since coefficient of x square is 1, value of B is minus 5 and value of C is equal to 6. Now in this method we have to write B, in this case minus 5, as the sum of two numbers whose product will be equal to AC. Here the product is 6. Therefore minus 5 can be written as minus 3 plus or minus 2, so that the product and sum will be 6 and minus 5 respectively. So the equation B can be simplified as x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. On further simplification, that is by taking the common terms out, we can solve the equation and find out the roots are x is equal to 3 and 2. Now the further topic here is to how to identify the sign of roots. In this case of signs, there are in all 4 cases. So let us see them one by one. First case, x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Here both the signs are positive. So now here the addition must be plus 5 and product must be 6. So we have simplifying it by taking the common terms out, and we have roots as minus 3 and minus 2. Now here the point of study is whenever the signs are positive, the roots of the equation are negative. In second case, the equation is x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. In this case, the sum must be minus 5 and product must be 6. So we are again simplifying it by using x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. Again taking the common terms out, we have roots as x is equal to 3, 2. So when the sign is positive at C and negative at B, the roots are positive. In earlier case, when both the signs were positive, the roots were negative. In this case, when the sign at C is positive and sign at B is negative, both the roots are positive. You can keep this in mind so that whenever you come across simple questions regarding the sign of roots, you can solve it by using this method. In case 3, we have equation as x square plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. Here the sign at C is negative and sign at B is positive. So in this case, we have to simplify the equation in such a way that the greater number takes the positive sign and the smaller number takes the negative sign, so that on adding we get B as 5 and product as 6. So again taking common terms out, we have root as x is equal to minus 6 and 1. So whenever the sign at C is negative and sign at B is positive, the bigger value takes the negative sign and the smaller value is positive. In case 4, this is the last case, when x square minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0, here both the values are negative, both the signs are negative, that is sin at C and sin at B is negative. So in this case, when simplifying, the sign of the larger term must be negative and the sign of the smaller term must be positive, and further simplifying it, we have x is equal to 6 and minus 1. So whenever both the signs are negative, we have larger term as positive and the smaller term is negative. I hope all these 4 cases are clear to you. If you solve few questions on these cases, you will be able to understand this topic more clearly. I will also post few sums regarding this topic in my next video. Now, next topic in this chapter is nature of roots. The nature of roots is found by the calculating the value of discriminant of the quadratic equation. The term b square minus 4ac is called discriminant of the quadratic equation. Here there are also 4 cases. It is a simple topic, it is just a formula based. You have to just calculate the value of the term b square minus 4ac and compare it with respect to 0. If the value is less than 0, the roots are complex and unequal. If it is equal to 0, roots are rational and equal. If it is greater than 0 and a perfect square, the roots are rational and unequal. And if it's greater than 0 and non-perfect square, the roots are irrational and unequal. Kindly note down this formula and by heart it. So, if you find question on this, you have to just calculate the value of the term b square minus 4ac and mark your answers. I hope this is clear to you. These are some important formulas. These are questions based on the sum of roots and product of roots. So you can use these formulas in that question. First formula is sum of root is given by minus b by a. Here we all know that b is coefficient of x and a is coefficient of x square, and product of roots is given by c by a. Now the next point is, if we are given the roots in the question and asked to find the equation, we have to use the below formula as mentioned on the screen. If the roots are given as x, alpha and beta, then equation can be written as x square minus x into alpha plus alpha beta, that is x square minus x into sum of roots plus product of roots is equal to 0. I hope this concept is clear to all of you. In my next video, I will post some important questions regarding this topic. Thank you.